Hi, uh, this is Arty, and this is my vlog. And today I am going to discuss about this movie that I saw. The movie's name is Karthik Calling Karthik, and it's a Bollywood movie. Uh, it was released in 2010, and I've seen that movie two times. Okay, I saw the movie 10 years ago when it was released in 2010, and I saw this today on Netflix. So it's just that so that there is something about just that I want to discuss, and that's why I'm making this vlog today. Um, so yeah, in 2010 when this movie was released, I was in a strange phase in my life, and I was in one of those phases where you like to be alone a lot, and I used to go to movies all alone, and this was one of those movies, man, which I went alone and I watched, and in the evening I just told my friends about it, saying that hey, I went for this movie, and they were all more interested in the fact that I went for a movie alone as compared to what the story of the movie was. But yeah, so 10 years ago when I saw this movie, I did not really like it, uh, and I just saw the movie and I was like, okay, and that's it, right? I mean, you watch so many movies and you just see them, and by the time you come out of the hall, there are movies which stay with you, and this was not one of those movies which stayed with me 10 years ago. And yeah, I just came out and I forgot all about it until today. uh, I see this movie again on Netflix with my wife, and man, I have to say, this is one of those movies which maybe was ahead of its time, at least for me. I couldn't sort of appreciate uh, the whole style and all that work which went into the movie. So the movie basically, it stars Farhan Akhtar and Deepika Padukone as their leading cast, and yeah, there is I think Ram Kapoor, as well as this one more character artist. I think her name is Shefali. Yeah, so all very serious actors, and now 10 years ago, Deepika Padukone was just starting out, and Farhan Akhtar, he was more known as a director, and he also was getting into his acting chops. So in that ways, it's a movie which, when you see and when you compare those actors today, it's a very sort of, I don't know, it's a very bittersweet kind of emotion that these guys have made it ten years, man, right? I mean, Deepika is the biggest name in Bollywood. Farhan Akhtar is also one of the biggest names in Bollywood. So, and you see them, 10 years ago where they were and how they are today. So that is one aspect of it. Uh, the movie has been directed by Vijay Lalwani. Now, I did look up him on internet, and apart from the movie, he's done just one web series. That's it. So I haven't heard his name before this, and even before looking up, and so I really don't know much about him apart from this one movie that I've seen twice now in 10 years. And the music has been done by Shankar Esa and Loy. Again, Shankar Esa and Loy are one of the biggest composers in Bollywood today. Uh, 10 years back, they were pretty big even at that time, from what I remember, and you can see it in the music. That quality is still there. Okay, so the plot is basically, there's this guy who's pretty much of a loner, and kind of a borderline loser, not because he's an actual loser. It's because he keeps quiet a lot, and there are things in his past which makes him keep quiet a lot, and he tries to get help with a doctor, and she's trying to help him, and he gets bullied in the office a lot, and things they change when he gets a phone call. So that is what the movie is about, and I have to say they have done a very interesting work on this, because Performance wise, I think there are scenes in the movie which are really good. Uh, where you feel for the characters and you understand that, hey, man, uh, you know, you can relate to whatever the emotion that they're feeling at that time. Uh, and then there are, scenes where you see that the actors, they're not yet reached their potential. Especially Deepika. I mean, there are frames where she looks very raw, but you get through that, right? Because the story is very engaging and it's really interesting. So yeah, and Ram Kapoor does a very good job. And yeah, so coming back to the movie, man, yeah, I think this is one of those movies. It wasn't such a big hit when it was released. I remember that because it was kind of an urban movie. Uh, and even in urban movies, it dealt with going to office and an office romance, and the main issues are in the office. And I don't know, at least, yeah, I was working at that time, but I still had that college hangover. Maybe that was the reason I couldn't relate to the movie that much. But when 10 years down the line, I see this movie, it just blows me away that I saw this and I did not realize this is for what it was. And it is, yeah, it's definitely one of the underrated movies in Bollywood, especially the genre of a thriller. Uh, I don't want to give away the plot here, but most likely you would be able to guess some part of the plot, but don't get too much fixated on that, right? Because what is interesting is the whole treatment, the way they have dealt with the revealing of the plot. That is damn interesting, man. That is like, I can assure you, you will not see that coming. Okay, and that is where the beauty is. Okay, I think what happened to me 10 years ago was that I got fixated on what is the plot, right? Like what is happening. I really got fixated on that. And if you guess that, which I'll say about 70% of the people who will watch the movie can guess, but this movie is not about what is happening, right? This movie is about how is it that happening, and which is also a very, very, very interesting question if you think about it. And yeah, so if you get a chance, do watch it. Very one of the very rare Hindi movies, which has a nice thriller, mysterious ring to it, and credible performances. Not too many ham acting scenes. There are a couple, but it's okay, man. I mean, given that it's a Bollywood movie, it is pretty good for a Bollywood movie as far as overacting is concerned, and music is pretty good. I think the first half songs don't really register, but the second half music as well as the background score, they're all pretty good. And yeah, so if you get a chance, do watch it. And if you've seen it, you like it or you don't like it, leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See ya.